Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space, and just coming on with Mission Inspiration March. Mission Inspiration, if you haven't heard of it before, is an 8-step journal process. So there's 8 vague steps that you do on your journal page to create it, basically. So I'll run through the steps. First thing I was showing you is actually gessoed my page before I started. It does have text on it. I am working in an altered book. I'm working in an altered wine encyclopedia, and I've stuck every second page together and removed at least over half of the pages just to allow for the book to expand, and it has expanded too much and popped its cover, and I'll have to fix it. Upcoming video, watch out for that one if you're interested in working in altered books. So Mission Inspiration March was step 1 was add pattern paper or tissue. Now this gold reflective tissue I received in a swap last year or a while ago, so I decided to use it. With Mission Inspiration, there's also 3 suggested colours that you can use or not use. So this particular one is based around spring, which Mission Inspiration is designed by Mike Deakin in the UK, so he's in the different seasons. So his suggested colours were green, yellow and brown. So you can use them, you can not use them, so it just depends on yourself. So I interpreted gold as yellow as gold. So I had this tissue, and it was really cool tissue because the gold was the background, but the white spots were missing. So it went on very well, and you could see some of the words underneath. So just gluing that down in random fashion with some matte Mod Podge. Just trying to use up some old matte Mod Podge and things this year. So you'll see me using quite a lot of different products because I've just got bits and pieces of everything to use up. So the matte Mod Podge, it's going on a bit cloudy over the gold, but you do need to wait until it is dry because then it will become clear and it'll dry. So just drying with my heat gun. I cut most of that out. So second step is add a thin coat of a suggested colour. So again, the suggested colours were green, yellow and gold, or green, yellow and brown, so I decided to go gold, which is yellow. Yellow and gold are sort of interchangeable. So I decided to take some metallic gold into the background, and if you see this journal page in real life, it is very, very shiny. It's not one of my favourites, but I had fun doing it. I used up a few things that I had lying around, like the gold paint, the gold tissue paper, but I find art journaling for me is more about the process. Some pages I love, some pages I do, and oh god, I never want to look at them again because they're just gross, and sometimes I cover them up. But most of the time I'll leave them there because it is a learning process, and it's fun along the way to do them. So just wiping off a bit of the gold paint that got on the tissue paper, and again drying that paint up. So I added the paint in sort of a dry brush effect, so it was a very light layer. Excuse my yawning, just giving the paint a bit of a dry on the screen. So coming up to step 3, it says use a stencil with medium of your choice. Now these steps for Mission Inspiration are very vague. So medium of your choice, you could use ink, paint, texture paste, gesso, anything. I decided to use black gesso. As this was a spring themed Mission Inspiration, I decided to get out one of my flower stencils that I make and design in my store. My website's always linked below if you want to check out these. This is one of my growing stencils. So what I decided to do is use a foam brush with some black gesso and add the flowers randomly on the page. Now I shouldn't have used as much. I get a bit of bleed through under the stencil and it's not perfect, but I struggle with the stenciling because I usually have too much paint on my foam brush. But if you want to get a really crisp, clear effect, less paint is better. So I've decided I like the 4 flowers at different heights. So this is quite a large book. If you're in Australia or UK, you'll know A4 size or 8.5 by 11, and this is a double, like 2 A4 sheets next to each other, or 2 8.5 by 11s next to each other. So it's quite a big page to fill up. I have several sizes of journals. I have this one as a big one. I have a smaller one that's like an A4 and 8.5 by 11, like folded in half. And I've just started a new one as well. So I like working in all different sizes. Step 4 is add a focal image. Now it was spring, and I was flipping through magazines to find some images, and I love these. I come across these shoes, and I thought, oh, aren't they gorgeous? So I thought, how has shoes got to do with anything spring? So then I was flipping further along and I found some vegetables and some asparagus. So I thought I would have fruit and vegetables growing out of the shoes, just to do something really, really funny. I was obviously in a very funny mood this night. So so I've got tomatoes on the left with some shoes, and I've got the asparagus growing out of the big boot. I love the big colourful boot, it was awesome. So with this page, I really had no idea where I was going. I hadn't chose these images before I started. I sort of put the gold down and the stencil, and then was flipping through a magazine to get some inspiration. Sometimes I'll choose my focal image before I start the journal page and then base it around it. Sometimes I'll just start with step 1 and see where the journal page goes. Usually the ones where I don't have a clear idea are the ones that I don't like at the end, but I'm growing to like my things. So I'm just adding all that, and then I'll go dry that Mod Podge with the heat gun. As you can see, it goes from cloudy, which is how the glue goes on, and then it will clear up when it goes dry. I'd love to be able to wear boots like that, but my feet, no, wouldn't fit in them. I love also working in different size journals, because when you come across those huge boots, if I only worked in my small journal, I'd never be able to use the image because it's just too big, but that's why I love working in different sizes. Just touching the glue with my hand halfway through to see if it's dried. And sometimes it is, sometimes I go have a handful of glue. Excuse my yawning, it's very late at night. Just showing you there's some archival ink. So the next step was actually use at least 2 rubber/clear stamps. So I'm actually using these without a block. That first little one I'm using is like a text stamp with a few little images on it, and it's by Prima. I don't know whether it has a name. And I'm not using it with a block because I like the uneven effect. And this second one is a really, really old rubber stamp. I couldn't tell you what brand it was, but it's just dots. I use it a lot in my art journaling because it's a good background stamp. So again, not using it with a block, just wanting bits here and there. What's the next step? So that was that one. So number 6 was make marks with credit card or ATM card. So I wouldn't suggest using a current credit card because the bank might frown upon that. But I have lots of old credit cards or old gift cards, and I decided to make some marks with paint. Did I miss that step? Whoops. I think I missed that step. Or I missed doing the footage. I can't see it on the page. Okay, we'll put that one down to I forgot that step because I can't see it on the page. Can you see any lines and marks on the page? No? Okay. We forgot that one. Okay, step 7. Add a quote, title, or phrase. So, I believe I wrote on it. It's very hard for me to see with the small screen. These are really old, sorry, I'm struggling tonight. It's a bit late. Really old stickers, and I don't know the brand of them, but they're like little Dymo label stickers, and I had to mix up the black and the white. As you can see, the packs are getting very ratty. So I think I wrote with love, anything will grow. When I do these voiceovers, if you've not edited videos before, it's a very small screen. It's about the quarter of the size of a computer screen that you're working with to try to find, try to look at the characters, and with my eyesight I can't read what I wrote. With love, anything. I think it is anything will grow, and I'm too lazy to get up and get the journal page and look for it. Isn't that terrible? I should, when I'm doing these voiceovers, actually have the page in front of me, which would be a good idea. Wouldn't it? Note to self, have journal page open next to the computer when doing next voiceover. Okay. So the next step is add a border or a frame. So I go over those letters with the Mod Podge as well. Because they're getting stuck on top of the Mod Podge, it's a really slick surface, and they're just, because they're tiny little stickers, they're just not sticking. So I do go over them with the Mod Podge. So just drying that up as well. So as I said, the last one, and sometimes the stickers come off and go everywhere. Those little things are interesting things. So the last step is add a frame or a border. As you can see, I think I lost one of them. Oh, no, I was altering one of the letters or a couple of the letters. So I was trying to alter them because I didn't have the right letters. I think that's what I was doing there. It's frustrating when you run out of letters in a page. And I think I lose a lot of this footage for this border. But I decided it needs a bit more black around the edge, so I decided to do a scallop border, and I don't make you sit there and watch every single bit of it because this did take quite a while. So I go around with the scallops, and then in a minute you'll see just doing a bit of zentangle around the edge. I'll put a link to Mission Inspiration below. It's a great Facebook group if you want to come along. There we go. I zoom in so you can see me. So I decided to go in and fill in most of, or sort of about half of the scallop, just because it wasn't standing out as much. And here we go. Here's what I did. I didn't make you sit through all of it. I went and half coloured the scallops in, and then it was too dark, so I went and added some white accents to it. So I go from one extreme to the other. So that's the completed page, just playing with the zoom to try to give you a good angle. And you can see the shine on the page is awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye.
happening at the Lansfield Camera Collectible Swap Meet Sunday, April 2nd. Show and shine with vintage cars, roads and prices, free entertainment, kids activities, a barbecue and lots more. There's something for everyone.